Are you tired of looking through job prospects, internships, or positions? Are you nervous at the thought of doing interviews? Don't know what to say, what to do, or what to ask? Then look no further than this one video, because Martin Shred has got your back. Stay tuned. What is up, everyone? It's your boy Martin Shred here, back again for another video. And today I want to be talking about something that might be really important for you guys that are studying anything related to science, technology, engineering, or mathematics, or STEM, as some of you may already know of this field. So I figured this would be a nice addition to what I've been talking about in my videos, because since I am a STEM major, in fact I am pretty much almost graduating now, I figured I might give you guys some advice that actually worked for me and actually helped me land internships in the past and actual job positions as of lately. And so I want to be going through what helped me, and I got for you 3 or 4 tips that might help you throughout this process. So let's jump right into the first one. So firstly, I want to talk about being more assertive. When you're in an interview, whether it be through the computer or through a Zoom meeting or an actual in-person interview, you gotta be assertive. You gotta stand your ground in relation to what you actually want. Some of you may be actually afraid of the people interviewing you. The person that is on the other side most of the times doesn't know where you come from, doesn't know what your background is, and it's your role to actually demonstrate what that background is and what you went through to get to that specific spot and why you want that specific position. So assertive doesn't mean dominant of the conversation, just means to don't be the one who lets himself get walked all over him. And what this allows you to do is actually convey a more confident message about your skills, about yourself, and your overall demeanor for that specific job or specific position. And it will only help you down the line, especially when you're dealing with those job interviews that consist of several interviews, as I've been through in my case, sometimes even as long as 3, 4, even 5 different interviews with 5 different people or more, just to know if you actually get the job or not. So don't be afraid to stand your ground, don't let yourself get walked on, and just be assertive in relation to what you want. So this next tip is about communicating your intent. When you're applying for a specific position in a specific company or business or whatever it may be, it doesn't hurt to communicate your intentions right off the bat. Don't be afraid to say what you don't want to do and what you actually want to do or are looking for doing. Just because you're interviewing for a specific job position on that specific criteria, that doesn't mean that the employer isn't capable of actually pointing you to other positions within that same company or even in sub companies of that specific business. In that first interview, when the interviewer starts asking about yourself, what you like to do, what you're best at, what you're worst at, it doesn't hurt to communicate your intent right off the bat. Say for instance that you're applying for an engineering job, but you don't see yourself programming and coding like a monkey every single hour of the day. Might as well get that fact known and project your intentions as to what you're looking for in that specific company. Odds are that if they are looking for someone that actually wants to fulfill that role, you might actually move forward faster in that interview process as opposed to going with the flow, so to speak. And if that's not the case, you'll soon know very, very much earlier that that specific position might not be the one for you, and so it saves you time and it actually propels you to go and look for a position that you're actually aiming for. Tip number 3, guys: explore other areas. So if you're looking in the STEM field for engineering positions or whatever it may be, don't be afraid to backtrack a little bit and actually sidetrack as well in relation to other possible areas that position may be concerned. For example, you don't need to necessarily look for engineering position, but you can, for example, look at data science. You can look at in the marketing side of the engineering process, say for it's a product or a service. It doesn't, that just because you have a science background doesn't mean you can add value to that specific company in some other way. So again, ask questions to the employer about what other possibilities there is in that specific company if you really want to stay at that specific company. Don't be afraid to explore other areas that might just tangentially intercept what you are looking for. And finally, as I have already mentioned a little bit on the previous point, you don't need to be afraid to ask questions, guys. In that specific interview, what you're looking for is to extract the most information possible all out of that limited time that you have with that specific interviewer. And so ask questions about what are you expecting to find in that job. What do you expect to find in terms of payment, benefits, working hours? Just get the most amount of information out of that single interview if that's possible, and if the person you're interviewing with actually has that information, because the first or second interviews normally are HR people, so they might not know any specifics in relation to what activity are you going to be performing on a day-to-day basis, but they have other information such as payment and benefits and working hours at least, as well as some other info on company culture. So don't skip out on that and get that answers right away as soon as you are enrolled in the interview process. So that's it for me today, guys. I just thought I'd do this one tutorial, so to speak, video on how to interview for STEM jobs. These were some of the tips that actually helped me, and I started getting success with companies when I implemented all of these tips instead of going with the flow and just expecting or pretty much waiting for things to fall on my lap. And just you gotta take the reins for yourself and look for what you want for yourself. This will be the best way and most efficient, the fastest way to get what you want out of the job market, if that's the case for you, if you want to get that first job landed right and don't resent your choice down the line. So I hope this video helped you out in any way, shape or form. If you like my kind of videos, be sure to subscribe for more, and I will see you in my next video.